The 2016 Marathon Classic, just the latest chapter to be written in the illustrious history of Northwest Ohio golf. One such chapter was written at the Inverness Club, where one of the sport's all-time greats, Byron Nelson, spent his early years as the course pro.
Wonderful man. He was known for his generosity, his kindness.
Nelson signed his contract as head pro in June 1939, just days before winning his 8th career PGA Tour event. Nelson's hot streak in 1945 is an all-time great, 11 straight wins, 18 titles overall in 1945, referring to Inverness Golf Club as his home course. The club dining hall named in his honor.
It's a pretty special thing to spend years here in Toledo.
Just part of the rich history in Northwest Ohio golf. The 2016 Marathon Classic, just the latest chapter to be written in the illustrious history of Northwest Ohio golf. One clock at the Inverness Club is a window back in time. The Cathedral Clock was presented by contestants from the 1920 National Open in gratitude for allowing golf pros into the clubhouse.
And it was our first championship here, and our club invited the professionals into the clubhouse. Back then, they were almost considered second-class citizens, weren't welcome into the clubhouse.
It is still in perfect running order to this day, and an inscription on the clock reads, "God measures men by who they are, not what they in wealth possess." That vibrant message chimes afar.
The 2015 Marathon Classic turned out to be just that, a classic. World number 2 and defending champ Lydia Ko had the lead at the turn, but failed to make birdie at 18, missing out on a playoff between 54-hole leader Hana Chang and Chella Choi. Zhang's approach went long on the playoff and could only muster a bogey on the 73rd hole, while Choi had no such difficulty, knocking down this putt for her first ever tournament win.
It's a really good memory. Can't believe 1 year. So I'm very excited this tournament, and I saw my Chella Choi drive. Yeah. So I want to keep next year too. So I try to do my best this year.
The 2016 Marathon Classic, just the latest chapter to be written in the illustrious history of Northwest Ohio golf. One momentous tournament at the Inverness Club would change the direction of pro golf forever.
Back then, they were almost considered second-class citizens, weren't welcome into the clubhouse.
Prior to 1920, oftentimes golf pros were not offered the same sort of clubhouse access as members to a particular country club.
Everyone thought it was not ideal to be playing for prize money.
However, in the 1920 U.S. Open, Inverness became the first club to allow pros into the clubhouse during their tournament, sparking a change that would draw more attention and fanfare to pro golf in the years to come.
It was definitely a big move back in 1920.
The 2016 Marathon Classic, just the latest chapter to be written in the illustrious history of Northwest Ohio golf. One controversial chapter in that history took place right here at the Inverness Club, where in 1979, on the 8th hole, Lon Hinkle was looking for a shorter distance to the cup than what was drawn out on the course.
I'm standing here on the 17th fairway, roughly 280 yards from the tee box on number 8. The green for number 8 is roughly 180, 190 yards beyond those pine trees there.
A tree was planted overnight after the first round and appeared to try and discourage the shortcut taken by Hinkle. Hinkle would still take his shot through the tree and record a birdie on the hole. Just another moment in Northwest Ohio golf.
A day with the pros. Last month, kids from all across the area got their shot to learn from a couple big-name golfers. Katie Burnett and Chella Choi, who you may remember was last year's Marathon Classic winner, held a clinic out at Highland Meadows in Sylvania. Kids could ask questions and get insider tips, like what clubs to use, how to grip, and the correct way to putt.
I've been to the last 3 Marathon Classics, and I'm a big fan of Katie, and I have her Eagle Ball that she got here on her first Marathon Classic. And I liked coming out here because I get to see her and I get to learn more skills from Chella. I haven't met her yet, so that was really nice.
She helped me improve my grip a lot because I had a pretty bad grip for starting out with, so she just helped me improve that.
The 2016 Marathon Classic, just the latest chapter to be written in the illustrious history of Northwest Ohio golf. But we cannot forget one moment that has already stamped its place into the history books. August 11th, 1986.
So we're here at the 18th hole at the Inverness Club, site of the 1986 PGA Championship.
Bob Tway's legendary shot out of the bunker on 18, Tway entered the 72nd hole tied with Greg Norman for the lead.
It came down to this final hole here. Greg Norman and Bob Tway were tied. He had a miraculous bunker shot, hole-out birdie, ultimately winning the 1986 PGA Championship.
When Chella Choi knocked in this putt on the first playoff hole of the 2015 Marathon Classic, it would be her first win since turning pro in 2009. The first person to greet her was her father, Jeon Choi, who had been her caddy since she turned pro. It was supposed to be their final round together, as he promised he would retire after her first win. But some promises are made to be broken.
My dad still same asked me this is my last tournament for you, so hope you made other caddy, okay? So, okay, I try, okay, but just focus on just this week.
To say you got to have him, right? I mean, you win the tournament in the playoff last year, and he was on your bag. You got to have him back again, right?
Yeah, last year this tournament he #1 caddy, right?
Yeah.
He can do other one again.
Leaving their mark one last time. The Owens Express golf team qualified for its 4th straight trip to the NJCAA Division II National Tournament, the first sport to do so at Owens, but it would be their last as the school cut the program. Just another reason to finish strong.
If they just do the things that they've done up to this point, I mean, it could be interesting. It really could. And again, the big is just go have fun, and if you go and you do that and enjoy it and live for the moment that you're in, I mean, it's endless what could happen.
Former head coach Josh Williams said it best. The men finished 5th place in the country at Nationals, tying the best finish in the golf team's history. A memorable end to the program and a legacy left behind. She's the first female golfer to ever compete in an NCAA event at the University of Toledo. Satika Roonrong is one of just 6 individual golfers who made regionals this past spring, putting the Rockets in the national spotlight.
I feel really good to represent the UT down there, and then because it's on the Golf Channel too, and then it's nice to have the Toledo on the Golf Channel.
And if that's not enough, Roonrong spent 4 straight years as the golf team's MVP and was also named first team All-MAC more than once.
We've upset Missouri, we've upset Augusta, we've upset a lot of people, and she is the biggest reason for that. She's won 2 tournaments, she's got 2 runner-ups and 2 thirds. And she just had a phenomenal senior year when you really look at that, and there's not very many people that are 4-time first team All-MAC.